Hey everyone, welcome to the Criterion Connection. I'm Wade.
And I'm Joe.
And here we're talking about a movie that's based on a book. It's titled Year. It's 1984. We were supposed to do this last week, but, time and life happened, so, we didn't get to it. So we had a week off. So this week we're doing 1984. It was a recent Criterion release on Blu-ray and DVD, I think 2 months ago. It's 1984, from 1984, based on the book 1984, starring John Hurt. Yes.
Correct.
As Winston.
Winston Smith.
Winston Smith, that's a British name.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's basically about this alternative reality timeline of 1984. It's very, I'm going to struggle saying the word, you say it. Totalitarianism. That's what he said.
Yeah.
Side person outside off the camera said it. It's about this kind of like this controlling government. Ever see an eye, the Big Brother?
Yeah, this is one of the early dystopian novels.
Yes.
Basically, it's this idea that the government becomes so controlling of everybody's everyday life. This gets compared to Brave New World a lot, but it's I like to think of it as kind of like a mirror image, whereas Brave New World was the government controlling people by influencing them through media and hedonism and letting people really just making them so happy that they were too content to rebel.
Yeah.
Whereas this one is, the government's so oppressive and tries to get rid of any shred of happiness outside of serving the government.
Yeah.
So we follow John Hurt, who is a protagonist that's struggling with this.
Yeah.
He's having seditious thoughts, and he he gets a journal that he writes that is outside of legal owning, and he's having free thought.
Yeah, individual thought.
Which makes him a thought criminal.
Yeah.
There's a lot of words there's phrases like Big Brother that comes from the book, thought criminal, crime think, things like this. It all derives from 1984, the novel. And this movie, to me, it really captures what I feel is it's super gray. It's not grayscale like how they did The Giver.
Yeah.
But it's just everything's very gray.
Yeah. Very
it's overcast all the time.
Yeah. There's no color.
It's all cement and rubble. Very
it's crappy.
Yeah, it's not in there isn't a speck of color here or there. It's everybody's dressed the same. Everybody has similar haircuts. Yeah. It's very loveless. Everybody is in a mold.
It's very loveless there too. There's no.
Yeah, this is also that's one of the things they have is they're trying to get rid of the need to have sex and love one another. They are in the movie they touch on it is where they're starting up the ART-SEM program, which is artificial insemination. So now, we don't have to worry about men and women, having sex. We just do it all robotically and extend families that way.
Yeah.
That's that's how we're going to reproduce once we figure it out.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Pretty crappy.
And the whole society is, controlled by fear-mongering, the war, there's patriotism attached to that. There's a resistance.
There's always the ever-seeing eye kind of like on the screen. It's always there.
There's a camera focused on you, watching you all the time. And our main character is, struggling with that and trying to exist and survive in that world while also indulging himself in a way, not quite, at least not at first, it's not a way to make himself happy. It's just thoughts that he has to get out.
Yes.
And then he comes across Julia.
Yes.
And they end up having a love affair that's illegal. And
he ends up trusting someone.
Yeah.
He shouldn't trust.
Yep.
Yeah. Let's just say it ends very bleak. Not bleak. I'm not saying bleak, but it doesn't end those happy ways.
It doesn't have a happy ending.
No. But it's not like bleak like Martyrs or something like that. It's not really depressing.
Well, I mean, the idea is the government tortures both him and Julia so much that they fall out of love, but, at the very end you get the sense that it didn't fully work. Like she says, they can make you say whatever, but that doesn't mean you'll believe it. And we're kind of left wondering if that's true.
Yeah, the rat torture was that was a little bit much.
Yeah,
that was a bit like gnaw your face off. That Jesus guys, Jesus O'Brien.
It's Richard Burton in his last role.
What a way to
he
go out.
is fantastic.
Yeah.
In this movie, as O'Brien.
Yeah.
So.
Overall, I think it's a decent movie. To me, it's like. It's not a must-see.
Same.
It was very I watched it and I got nothing out of it, I guess. I got the themes of it, but I've also seen a lot of dystopian movies that have that kind of theme of the ever-looking eye, the control. Hell, John Hurt is in V for Vendetta as the dictator. And that movie is very kind of similar in the ideals.
It's hard to put that stuff against the source material that originated a lot of those concepts.
Yeah.
Or at least is among the originators of those concepts. But, the movie, it really isn't too special for me. It's hard to pull things out, outside of giving you the plot summary.
Yeah, I agree.
John Hurt's good. O'Brien, the performance from Richard Burton's good.
The set design's cool.
And it's Roger Deakins, so this is early career Roger Deakins, so it's not super flashy. His style is kind of there. He's an incredibly competent DP, but it's not
But this movie doesn't.
You don't get the special Roger Deakins that you have now.
But does this movie need those flashy shots?
No, and it shouldn't have them. But I'm just saying, there's nothing really to pull out as anything truly spectacular. To me, this is one of those it's a good movie. It seems to be faithful to the source material. I don't know. I haven't read it.
Yeah.
But for me, this is one I would probably rather have read in novel form than watch as a movie.
Yeah.
Kind of like The Giver.
Yeah.
Which I had brought up earlier.
I just wasn't vibing that much with it. I like the color palette. I like the set design. It's just a movie. It's just
There's a lot of small things that are there to enhance the atmosphere and make the government presence so much more omnipresent, but to me it hasn't really. It just feels like a bunch of stuff going on, and I'm waiting for the plot to move on.
Yeah. And it does,
because there's so many scenes of him reworking newspaper headlines. Yeah, Yeah, I just think I think it works better as a book.
Yeah. So I guess it's an easy question: buy, rent, or skip.
Honestly, I want to skip this one.
Really?
Yeah, I'm gonna skip it. No need to watch it. It was fine. Like, I don't regret watching it, but I don't need to send anybody out of their way to watch it.
I'm gonna lead in the same way with Skip.
I'm gonna say, like, if you never saw it, never thought about seeing it, never heard about it, it's fine. Go ahead if you want to watch it. Like, if you're familiar with the book and you're like, oh, they made a movie, go ahead, I guess. But, like, there's no reason, like, stop everything.
Yeah.
Go watch it. It's a perfect movie. I mean, it's whatever. You can take it or leave it.
Yeah, to me it was just kind of uneventful.
Yeah.
There's a lot going on too. There's a lot interesting. There's a lot of dense concepts there.
Yeah, and I like.
It's just as a movie, it just doesn't. Do anything.
I like these kind of stories. I like the bunch of movies that are like this, but it just. I don't know. It just feels like it's a story better off read instead of better off seen.
Yeah. So that's our thoughts on 1984. Leave a comment. Let us know how we're stupid.
We don't get it, man. We don't get it.
Or what's another dystopian movie that we should check out? We did do Brazil.
We did.
Like a year or two ago. So
yeah.
There's that.
Slaughterhouse 5 is not on Criterion Collection.
Damn it. So let us know. Subscribe. Share. Next week is a Wade pick. So, no, start. Next week's a Wade pick, so I'll be sure to go through my list and see, like, what should I watch? What should we watch? What should we review? So, as always, suggest stuff, not much else to say. So,
share the videos.
Yes. So until next time, I'm Wade.
And I'm Joe.
And we will see you later.